Let's go ahead and find a nice athletic stance. Y'all know I like to start off with some breath. So taking that big breath in, open up that chest, breathe in through the nose, and strong exhale as we reach forward. Let's go forward more, big breath, big exhale. Inhale, exhale. Two more, inhale, exhale. Make this one your best. Big breath in. Big exhale. All right. We're going to spend about a minute in this high lunge just to really wake up the hips. I know after the weekend I need a little extra love. So I want you to take that right leg back for me. I want you to lock in that rib cage, squeeze that belt line towards that belly button, tighten those abs, and then I want you to just fire off that right glute and try to open up that right hip flexor. And then once you're ready, bring that right foot back up. Left foot goes back. Same setup. Squeeze that left glute. Try to show off that left hip flexor. And then spin about the next 50 seconds your pace. So we're really trying to tilt the hips. If your pelvis was a bowl, you're trying to pour the water out of the back. So we open up that hip in your pace. Squeeze through the glute. Extend. And then switching out. You should feel a nice stretch where pretty much the crease or the fold of your pants would be if you were in a seated position. So right around that hip flexor area, making note if one's feeling a little tighter than the other. About 10 more seconds and then we'll sync back up. And one more on each. Wonderful. All right. So let's go ahead and get back together. We're going to take the feet underneath of the hips. And I just want a nice, strong forward fold. All right. You don't need to press too much into it. I just really want you to try to get all the way down as low as you can get. Pressing the hips back just a little bit. Let the body just completely fold. Knees are soft, but legs are straight. Breathe. I want you to breathe in. And as you exhale, slowly rise, stacking vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to go two more, not quite as long this time. Nice strong fold. Breathe. And whenever you get that next breath in, I want you to exhale, slowly stacking vertebrae by vertebrae. Full stance up top. Reset those shoulders. One more. Strong fold. And then stacking those vertebrae. Wonderful. All right. Let's take it on down to the ground. We're going to get into a cat-cow position. So knees are underneath the hips. Hands are underneath the shoulders. I want you to go and drop the belly button to the floor, lift the head up a little bit, breathe in. And then strong exhale. As you press that low back to the sky, press, press, press. Palms are still on the ground. And pull back down, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, belly button to floor. Exhale, spine to sky. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, last one. All right, let's reset. A lot of you know the spinal wave. I do it a lot in this class and as well as strength flow, but we're actually going to stay in a kneeling position today. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit back a little bit for me, almost like you're about to go back to a child's pose. And now I want you to start with that lumbar, that low back, going to the sky, that mid back, that upper back, that T-spine, and now I want you to drop the hips to the floor, pull the shoulders down, extend through the chest, extend through the hips. And let's sit back, not quite the child's pose, just kind of loading back up, lifting the hips, lumbar, mid back to sky, upper back, and then finishing with the head to sky, pulling shoulders down, pressing the hips towards the floor. And back. Get as aggressive with this as you like. Going back to that wave. Finishing off strong. When we get to this position, I want you to try to turn your elbow creases forward so we can really activate through those lats. Sit back and lock those shoulders in. Last one. Follow that wave. Strong extension. Open up the anterior part of the body. And let's reset. All right, we're back to a stacked position. Tabletop, quadruped, whatever you like to call it. Knees underneath hips still. All right, so this one's a little bit fun. We're going to try to get that left foot outside of the left hand. It's not too bad in a kneeling position for a lot of us. If it is uncomfortable, turn that foot out a little bit. It allows that hip to open. All right, but once we get here, I want you to actively start trying to lift the chest, but don't let the hands leave the ground. You're going to start feeling groin, hamstring area. Lift, 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 lift. Breathe and relax. Left foot comes back. Right foot up. Lift chest. And you're not going to get a whole lot of movement here, but you're going to feel that tension through the groin and the hamstring. And relax. Left side. Exhale. Relax. Right side. Exhale, lift. I know it's very tempting to let those palms come off the floor so you can try to find more range. Don't. Relax. Left. Lift. Relax. Right. Lift. Relax. Left. Lift. Even though the camera may not look like I'm actually doing much, but I'm trying to lift my chest. I'm feeling a lot of tension through that groin, through that hip. And relax, right side. We got one more on each after this one. Lift. Relax. Last time, left side. So you feel a little bit more comfortable, nice and toasty in that groin. Lift. Relax. Final one here, right side. Lift. And relax. All right. If you got a little tension on the wrist, shake them out for me for a second. We're going to transition those feet on forward. We're going to come over to an alt shin box. I know you all know this one really well. If you do have items on either side of you, try to maneuver your body around to where they're not there because you are going to sneak in a fold as well. All right, so feet right outside the hips. You have your hands behind you for support. Knees are going to drop off to the left. Let's try to have a little bit of gap between the heel and the knee today. All right, right knee's going to lead the way. We're going to take as far as we absolutely can until the left leg has to follow. Press those knees into the floor. If you'd like to get aggressive, left knee comes up. Really challenge that distance. If the hips are feeling a little tight today, just be nice. Right. Left. Right. Left. You got about 4 more reps. If you want to go hands-free, want to go a little more strength today, you certainly can. Right. Left. Right. Left. Last time to the left. Last time to the right. And let's take it back to center. Knees are going to take off to the left. We're going to fold over or drop down to that left forearm, taking that right hand overhead. Nice strong reach. Pressing our knees into the floor. Toes are flexed towards the knees. Hand is walking away. That right hand's walking away from the body. And now once you find your in range, I want you to use your breath as a way to open up that pillar. So you breathe in, feel belly, Feel rib cage, feel back expand. As you exhale, sink into it more. You've got a couple of breaths here, so settle in. All right. Once you're ready, start sliding that right hand back in, back to center reset. You can just drop your knees over to the left. I'm going to pivot around just a hair for the camera. Dropping to the right, right forearm, taking that left hand overhead. Again, once you find that in range, you really just use your breath from there. So breathe in through the nose, feel your back, your rib cage, your belly fill with air, and then sink into it. All right, once you're satisfied, so slide that left hand back in. We're going to come back up to a seated position. All right, similar movement, but targeting a completely different area. We're going to sneak into a 90-90. So I want that right leg forward for right now. Now, a lot of you know this one well. When we set this one up, though, we're looking at our 90-degree angles and our ankle, knee, through the hip and groin, and same thing out of that left leg. You should be able to reach your left hand straight out and it be in line with your left leg or that thigh. All right, so we're nice and tall here. All right, what I want us to do is keeping the rib cage locked in, leading with the chest, not the head. You're going to hinge forward into that front leg. Stay nice and long. Again, not leading with my head, I'm leading with my chest. And relax. All right, we're going to go 5 more of those. If you've done this one before and feel comfortable with it, I encourage you to try to lift the left foot as we hinge forward. All right, you're going to feel a little something activate in that left glute. All right, hinge forward, leading with the chest, lifting the left foot if you like, activating that left side, that glute med, and relax, hinge, relax, use your breath, use your exhale, hinge, relax, hinge, relax, one more, hinge, and relax. Some of you may not be able to get that foot off very high off the ground. That's fine. If you gave it an attempt, you should have still felt some activations. Some of you might have felt a little cramp. That's not the end of the world. It just means that's an area that's not used to firing off. All right, we need to figure out how to get that guy woken up a little bit more. All right, let's switch out those legs. Mini band walks are great for that as well. Any lateral movements. All right, left leg's out in front. Got those 90-degree angles. I can stick my right hand off to the sides and lie with my thigh. Leading again with the chest, with the sternum hinging forward. We're going to do a test rep. See how this side feels before we activate that right side. And back. All right. Now I invite you, especially if you did the left side, to lift that right foot up as we hinge forward. Let's take it forward. And back. Forward. Leading with that sternum, leading with that chest. Back. Forward. Back. Starting to feel a little something through that right hip as we're challenging that left side as well. Forward. More activation in the right. More of a stretch in the left. Relax. We've got one more. Make it count. Leading with that chest. relax. All right. We're going to finish off today more or less working through a longer plank or extended position. So set up your, however you need to be on your mat to make sure that you have plenty of room forward and back. All right, so let's find our plank position first. So we're strong to the shoulders, elbow creases are turned forward. The last 5 minutes of class, we're really focused more on activation than anything. All right, left foot comes forward. We're in our nice, strong, what I call mountain climber position. All right, once we're here, we're long from the head, or we're feeling pretty good through the hips. We've done a lot of work. So now I want you to try to create as much distance as we can from the top of the head through that right heel. Turning those elbow creases forward, activating those lats. Squeeze that right glute. Get about 15 more seconds here. Breathe. Strong to the belly as we take the left foot back. Kick those knees out as we drop the knees to the ground. Sit back, child's pose. All right, you probably guessed what we're doing next. We're going to sneak our way back to that plank position. Right foot's going to come up. All right, and once we get there, we're creating as much distance from top of the head through that left heel. Elbow creases turn forward. Challenging those hips here, firing off that left glute. You've got about 20 seconds. If you can feel it, squeeze it. You can think about that chest lift we did earlier in that half kneel position. You're almost encouraging your body to do this here while still staying tight through that belly, really forcing those hips to open. And relax, taking that right foot back, kick the knees out as you sit back, child's pose. All right, we're going to run that one more time on each. All right, if you felt pretty good on that one and you want to progress forward, I invite you to add some movement. All right, so let's get that plank position. Get that left foot forward. And since we are in my activation, you can add a little bit of a dynamic rock as we really fire off through that right glute or the leg that's back. Make sure whatever leg is back is the glute that's firing off. We've got about 20 seconds. You can add a little bit more intensity with that rock, really sinking in. That's a little much for you. Just maintain that position just like we did in our last set. And activate that belly, left foot comes back, kick those knees out, you know what to do, child's pose. All right, last thing we're doing here today, besides finishing in that child's pose there at the end, got right side to work with, right foot comes up, then adding that rock if you can handle it, or not if you can handle it, if you need it. So I'm using my exhale to sink into this a little bit more. I'm shifting that right knee forward, challenging my ankle, trying to lift the chest a little bit in this position. About 10 more seconds and we're going to finish in that child's pose and enjoy life until we hear that buzzer. And relax, right foot comes back, knees kick out, sit on back. Breathe, child's pose. Last big breath here, big inhale. Exhale, sink into it. And once you're satisfied, rise on up. You can make your way up to a standing position. You can check those hips out. Hopefully you're feeling pretty good to start the day.